Good afternoon and welcome. Hello to everybody at the Growth Festival 2021. My name is Gandhi-Patel and I'm a business growth consultant with Enquirybot.com and Enquirybot.dental. Can I first say that I'm absolutely delighted to be here amongst these great speakers within the industry, and also the theme of this whole festival in helping businesses survive and thrive, which I think is an awesome tagline for this event. So I thank you. I hope to give you all the value I can in this next segment. It's probably going to be about 15 minutes. Yes, I've got some slides to show you, and I know that we're going to have a Q&A session at the end as well. So I'm here for any of the questions you ask. What I'd like to start with is the experience that I've had in the last 12 months, and what I will say in what I want to show you with this product, and why I believe it's a game changer for websites. Okay, because it's not the product that I'm going to be focusing on, of course. It's actually the value that it gives you as a business owner, as someone who owns a website. Because let's face it now, if you're in business and you don't have a website, then something's quite not right. So I'm assuming that every one of you has a website, and if you don't, that's a conversation for maybe a different room. But if you've got a website and you want to get the best out of it, then hopefully I can help you do that, and share some of my experience with some of the psychology that I've studied and I work with. So my background is sales and marketing, and I predominantly work in the dental space. So most of my clients are dental practices. However, Enquirybot.com works across all industries, across all sectors, and literally any website. And it really is a joy and a thrill to tell you more about it. What my segment is about is what we call the journey of the click. And the journey of the click is very close to my heart. And the reason I say that is, if you can understand, as a business owner, we have a website. We want to get as many people to the website as possible, to then hopefully convert them into customers and patients. And please forgive me if I say patients over customers. They are, of course, all customers. It's just the way that my training is and the language that I use. So you'll see me make reference to the dental industry, the dental market, but please know that it's actually, the process is the same. We've got a website, we own a business, and we want to get the best from that website, and to have as many customers buy from our business as possible in an ethical way, to sustain and grow, and hopefully, fingers crossed, make some money on the way as well. What I found in my experience is that small businesses, they don't really appreciate the journey of the click. And what I mean by that is, by the time somebody lands on your website, okay, that we still think that they're just a visitor. And I will challenge the thinking on that. And what I want you to probably open your mind to is, when somebody lands on your website, that they are converted. They're actually a customer, okay, willing to buy. And what we sometimes fail to realize is that actually this person has jumped through many hoops, if you like, and clicked a sequence to get to your website. That if you can understand the psychology around why websites perform the way they do, okay, what makes one website great versus one poor, okay, and why there seems to be so many different variations of websites all wanting to do the same thing. We all want to do, which is get as many people to the website as possible and hopefully convert as much as possible, okay? If we can really analyze and understand that piece, then actually we get to change your website to get the best out of that visitor. I've been using this method for many years now, and I do it as part of my training with my clients as well. And what I mean is that people who are on the other side of the website, which means the business, a phone call happens from the website, it goes to the business, and we pick up the phone and we answer the phone. there's a conversion rate. For every 10 phone calls, you will convert, let's say, 3 or 4 into customers, hopefully. And for every 10 emails, there'll be a conversion rate there. We have to accept that there is a conversion rate at every step of the process. What I want to share with you today is why I think websites are missing on 2 major fronts. Now, let me put that into context. Every website right now, including yours, has a drop-off rate. Some people call it a bounce rate, okay? But let's just call it bleeding, which is a nasty word, but it's true. Okay, for every 100 people that land on your site will drop off or go back to the search engine. There is a conversion rate, and we have to first acknowledge that there is a conversion rate. And then we have to try and understand that why is that conversion rate happening? So this piece I want to share with you, it's actually 6 steps. And the interesting thing about this is it happens in seconds. And I'm going to use the example of a dental practice. Now, it doesn't mean that this only works for dental practices. Okay, the buying process and the psychological thought process of someone buying a product is applicable right across the board. Okay, whether you're going to buy an ice cream, a computer, or have a new set of teeth, the process is the same psychologically. The products are obviously different, and the price range is different, of course. So if you are brave enough to endure the next 15 minutes of my time, I promise to give you as much value as possible, and hopefully you'll make some changes and implement them. And if you do, I promise you that you'll get a better return from your website. Okay, so the journey of the click is a series of 6 steps, and the first step is the most important. The first of the 6 steps is most important. Think of them as 6 clicks. Okay, and the first click happens offline. It actually happens in the customer's mind. And that is, I need something. Okay, I'm looking for something. And in the case of dentists, I'm looking for straight teeth. I don't like the color of my teeth. Or I've got a pain in my mouth and I need to get my teeth seen to. Okay, so effectively what they're saying is, I need a dentist. Okay. And in the case of your business, it's whatever you sell. But the most important step in the 6-step process is intention. So the second step is actually when they take action. So when people want something, they're going to either pick up their phone, pick up their iPad, or go to the PC or computer, okay? And they go to the internet. Now, I think it's fair to say that most people go to Google. That's what people think the internet is, and it's fine. You only go to Google if you're looking for something, okay? Especially if you're just floating around thinking, what can I find? You actually only go to Google, and that's why it's so powerful, okay? That when you want something, that's when you go to the internet, okay? So step 1 was intention. I need a service. In this example, I'm looking for a dentist. Step 2 is they take action. Step 3, they're going to type something in that they're thinking about. Okay, now this is marketing 101 and you're thinking, where's this going? But just bear with me. This all will fit into place and why we have a drop-off rate. And once you understand why you have a drop-off rate and how you can fix it, that's when the value of what I'm saying hopefully will make sense. Okay, so we're agreeing here. Intention. Action, step 2. Step 3 is they type something in that they're thinking about, okay? And then they press click. And then Google will do its magic and display to you its listings, okay? And it doesn't matter if it's paid adverts, map listings, or organic listings. That's not important. What's important is on page 1, it's going to display its relevant search results, okay? They call it a SERP, their search engine results page. So what will then happen is once you press click, the person will go down and start to read. And whether it's on their phone or their iPad or their laptop, they're going to scroll down. And what's happening is their eyes are looking for words that will resonate with what they typed in. So in this example, I'm picking this third one down on the screen. Okay. So they've typed something in, they press click, they're scrolling down, and they're going to look for something that they think, yeah, I like the look of that. And then they press click. And when they press click, they go to a website. And that's how people land on websites. Okay. Now, it doesn't matter that what this company is and who they are. That's not important. Okay. And if the owner of this particular dental practice is on here, I'd love to speak with you. Okay. So I think what I've described there is you're probably thinking, wow, that's pretty obvious. Yeah. And it is. It's blatantly obvious. Now, these 5 things, and they are 5 things. Let's just go back. Intention, 1. 2, action. 3, type. 4, click and scroll down, sorry. And then when they read something they like, they press click and they land on your website. That's 5 steps to get to your site. It happens in a very short period of time. Very short period of time. But it is 5 separate things. We have to understand this next piece. People only come to your website because they believe you can help them. They are not passing trade. They are not walking down the high street and you're a shop that they've just walked past and think, oh, there's a dentist or a roofer, plumber, whichever you may be. Okay? They've come to you and they've actually gone through a journey. Now, they don't know they're doing it. They're just following normal system protocol, if you like, in marketing. Okay? But when they land on the site, they are converted. They believe you can help them. Otherwise, they wouldn't have clicked. Now, please don't get me wrong. And there's going to be a ton of marketers listening to this message as well. And we know that the whole festival is around helping businesses thrive. Okay, so please don't get me wrong. There's so many other ways that people can get to your website. But I'm talking in the general search type and how people get to you. I've given you a very basic marketing 101 step process. Okay, so when they land on your website, that's half the battle. That's marketing done. That's what Google helps you for. But here is where the problem starts, in my opinion. And this is the bit I want to share with you. This is my take on it. Why do websites have such a high drop-off rate? If you know the answer, please don't shout it out. And I don't think the other guys can hear anyway. Right? But it will make you smile for those who know, and probably fall off your chair for the ones who don't. Here's the question. For every 100 people that land on your website, 100 people land, how many do you think leave? Or another way to say that is, how many out of 100 would actually take the next step and either call you, email you, or fill in a form? So the question is, how many people out of 100 get in touch? How many people leave? Okay. Now, I'm not sure what you might be thinking. I would be, if I was having a drink with a friend in a bar about this type subject, then I would guess, hey, 80-90%, right? Because they've gone through that journey. They've actually searched for us. Their intention was strong and they went through that journey. They clicked, they liked what they saw, and they came to our site. You would think that 8 out of 10 would want to get in touch, right? That would seem fair, the classic 80-20 rule. But the actual real number is shocking. The real number, and I'm going to use Google as my reference, is less than 5%. The actual figure statistically around the world is 2.86%. Now, hold on a second. Let's go back. Intention, action, search. I type something in. I read something I like. I press click. And are you telling me that 97 out of 100 people will leave? That is absolutely shocking. But it's true. And we have to accept it. And we trust Google, okay? And these are the facts. Now, little caveat, it does depend on different industries. And for all the marketers listening, it will depend, of course, if you've got a certain landing page and if you've got a marketing funnel, that's a different type. But I'm talking generally, for most websites, for most small businesses, that is a fact, okay? So number 1, please accept it. Number 2, we have to understand why this is happening. Why do so many people leave without getting in touch? And I think I've cracked it. Okay, here's my take on it. 2 major reasons why websites lose so much. And I want to share these with you. And this is where the nuggets is, guys. The first reason why I think websites have such a high bounce rate is that the only people that know your website is you and the person who designed it. what we're doing is we're assuming that the person landing on our website for the first time, we're assuming they know what to do. And in fact, they don't. You're seeing this website on the screen right now for the first time. Okay. I've seen it a couple of times. So I kind of got an idea of where things are, but you're looking at it for the first time. And the first few seconds, you've lost in trying to figure it out. So websites assume that what the customer knows what to do on the website. And the truth is they don't. They don't know how to navigate. Here's the best example. If we took you to a department store, which is something like this, okay? And I said, hey guys, let's go to the Disney store. And you can tell I've got children. So the Disney store is a great place to go. Let's go find it. Now, if we were in our own town, we know exactly where to go, right? I know exactly where the floor is. I know where the stairs are, and I go to the Disney store, and that's great. But if I were to take you to a brand new town that you've never been to before, or that place's town shopping center with 7 floors, and I said, hey guys, let's go to the Disney store, you would have a problem. You'd have a navigation problem because you don't know where the escalators are. You don't know which floor it's on, and you don't even know if they got a Disney store. Okay, all these little things that you would lose valuable time, probably 5 or 10 minutes in real life, trying to figure out where the store is. Okay, and that's what's happening to websites, is that you're losing valuable time, people trying to figure it out, and it's nobody's fault. It's not your fault that your website's been designed like this, and it's not even your website designer's fault. Okay, we just don't know how to navigate, and we're assuming too much. And the difference is this: people need time to figure it out. People in this day and age now are very trigger happy, and it's easier for people to go back to Google than it is to actually find and go through the next step. You've actually got 8 seconds. That's what they say. 8 seconds before someone goes back to Google. Okay. So first thing is navigation. We assume too much, because if I was to change the experience in you looking for a Disney store, if I was to completely change that by doing this, if I was to put a concierge right at the front of the door of that shopping center, okay, and before you walked in, this gentleman was to open the doors to that shopping center and says, hi, good afternoon, how can I help? And you were to say, hey, we're looking for the Disney store. And if that person then were to say, great, come with me, let me take you there, then your whole experience in shopping will be different. You'd have a better time, you'd have a faster experience, and you're probably going to be more likely to buy. Now, that's a very silly example I've just used, but I'm trying to give you something you can relate to. Websites are unique, and that's one of the issues, that because they're unique, okay, each one's different, that we're losing valuable time, people trying to figure it out. So that's the first thing. I hope that I explained that clearly. The second thing is this: we don't have any control. So when somebody has come from the journey of the click, right from Google, they land, okay? And the second thing is you have no control. You're still waiting for them to take action. You're hoping that they will see the phone number and call. By the way, it's only 1 in 5. 5 in 100 if they are one of those people they will call. But at this point, when they land, you have no control. And if you could be a fly on the wall looking and hoping, you'd be like, please get in touch. But if we combine those 2 factors that I've just mentioned, okay, number 1, they don't know how to navigate you. Number 2, you have no control. Okay. If we can change the whole shopping experience, this brings me on to why EnquiryBot and how websites need to evolve. And EnquiryBot is a version of a product that can help you do that. Okay. Here's an analogy I want to give you. If in a shop, okay, think of a dental practice. If a patient walked into a dental practice and came to the reception desk, would you ever imagine that the receptionist would just look up and not say anything? It would never happen. You would never wait for the customer to say something. You would actually greet them, with a lovely smile and say, hi, how can I help you? Somebody walked into the practice to the reception desk. The person at reception would look up smile with their eyes, smile through the mask, yeah, and they will say, "Hi, how can I help?" And now, if that's real, if that's true in real life, then why are we doing that with our websites? Why are we staying silent? Why are we not extending our service to say, "Hey, what are you looking for? Let me help you." And this brings me on to why websites that haven't evolved in ages, why we're still using contact forms, okay, that haven't evolved in a long time, okay. Now we're in the age of messenger, chat, instant access, okay. And what I want to share with you guys is a product that can help you do that, okay. And whether you choose this product or not, that's not important, but we have to start to think differently. Enquiry Bot is a product that when you land on the website, it automatically will engage every single one of your 100 visitors within 8 seconds. It's actually about 4 seconds. Okay. And it does it in such a way, in a conversational style. And it's not like what some of you may have, which is a live chat widget where somebody has to click the button and wait for someone to respond, which is fine. Live chat products are amazing. Okay. But we have to think past the psychology of why are we waiting for people to react. We have to extend our service to the visiting customer. And I would like to give you a real example of what I mean. When somebody lands on your website, what we need is a product or a mechanism that welcomes them and greets them at the door, just like you would do in a 5-star hotel. Okay, a concierge to welcome them. Good evening. Welcome to the dental practice. My name is Sarah. I'm here to help with your inquiry. How can I help? If somebody were to help you right at the start, you'd have a completely different experience. And products like Enquiry Bot are the evolution of websites because it's more engaging. Okay, so you're actually grabbing their attention and say, "Hey, thanks for visiting my site. We really appreciate that. How can we help?" Now, in this example, we're booking a consultation, and it does it in a very conversational, friendly manner. You can get very clever with it with animations like this. But when we start to think, guys, think of it, what would we do in real life? We would extend our service, and we have to do that with our websites. Okay, I know there's widgets out there for WhatsApp for Business. Brilliant. Many of you now use Facebook Messenger, and we've had some great talks on Facebook Messenger as well. Yes, I want to show you Enquiry Bot, but that's not the point. The point is, look at your website. Don't assume that people know how to use it. They don't know how to navigate. Yeah. Have you got a mechanism that will extend your service just like you would do in real life? That will say, "Hey, thanks for coming and visiting the site. How can I help you?" Because a product like this works magic. And here's what it does. The conversion rates that I told you about, where for every 100 visitors, 95 would leave. But if we were to engage every single person that came to our website, remember, they're already converted by the time they get to you. They believe you can help them. Yeah. That if we can engage with everyone, then we will increase our chances of conversion. And what happens with a product like Enquiry Bot, for example, is you actually shift to 5%. Your percentages change from 5, they go to 6, they go to 10, they go to 20, and sometimes we've seen up to 45% increase, which is, it's absolutely amazing. So on that note, guys, I know we've got a Q&A session after this as well, and I would love to answer any of your questions and show you some more about Enquiry Bot. But yeah, please give thought to, number one, people who come to your website don't know it like you do. Number two, we don't have control. Find a way to take control. Control means asking a question. Because in real life, when you ask a question, the other person has to respond. They can't ignore it. I'm going to thank you very much for your time and listening. I hope I shared some value, and I look forward to speaking with you on the Q&A.